Century Studios presents Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Discover the movie that's being called the best film of the year. Springsteen, rated PG-13. Parental guidance suggested for children under 13. Friday.
What is going on, traders? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop onto these charts, make sure you view what's on the screen. And I'll apologize right up front for the sound of my voice. Woke up sick today. I know exactly what it was from. I spent this past weekend in my hometown with my nieces, my goddaughters, who are little petri dishes. But I will often sacrifice me having a cold for hanging out with them. So anyways, apologize. Feel like trash this morning, but we're still going to get it done. Read what's on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is. Even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Let's hop onto these charts. Talk about what we had going on yesterday with Project X. Crazy issues across the board. That AWS, Amazon services, having an issue, but we are back up and running. I'm gonna talk about that first. Let me just make sure I can see you guys. What's up? Good morning, Alan. Good morning. All feel better, Zach. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Just a cold. It happens. I hate when I'm not 100%, but it, could be a whole lot worse. No complaints. Well, I'll complain, but who cares? Karim, what's up? Chuck, what's up? Wolf, what's up? Purple Ninja, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Tuhan Edge, what's up? Relaxing Zen, JB, Rhombus. We got everybody in, man. Good morning, all. Welcome back to the show. I love seeing all you guys here. What's up on Kick? Jess on Kick, iOS fanboy, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning to you guys on X that I can never see, but honestly, I have more people streaming from Twitter than anything else. I've like started posting there a little bit more now. I got some stuff going on there. Crazy, you guys love streaming from X. So what's up, X? Even though I can't talk to you guys because you don't come over here and chat. What's up, Muhammad? What's up, Ed? What's going on, guys? So let's talk about this real quick. 9:24 a.m. Eastern. Carlos, what's up? Good morning. And again, guys, if you hopped on 2 seconds ago, I'm a little bit sick today. Don't mind my nasally ass voice and probably getting up 3 times to go blow my nose. Anyway, because I don't think anybody wants to see that. Anyway, let's talk about this, guys. Project X was part of the Amazon AWS internet outage yesterday. Project X being the platform that multiple prop firms trade on. It's what we're looking at right here. This is a Top 1 Futures live account, technically a pre-live account, 15K. If you are trade on Project X, you were part of this yesterday. Whatever firm you're with, it was across the board. All the major prop firms. I don't know anybody that had Project X but wasn't a part of it. Here's what I would tell you coming into today. what it seemed like they did blanket wide was clear all profits and losses and reset accounts. I don't have updates on every firm, but I look at obviously Top 1 Futures. I'm very heavily involved with what's going on there. And then I do look at a couple of the other major ones. You could assume who I'm talking about when I say the other major ones. I don't like to give any promotion to companies that I'm not promoting. But it seems blanket wide that they have clawed back all profits and losses and set this the slate clean. They said the reason for doing that was data was not reliable. Fills were all over the place. And I think in the past, what they've done is just say for a short amount of time, we clearing out losses. And if you made money, good for you. It seemed like this time around, they are clearing everything, resetting everything. We're going to forego whether or not you think that's fair yet. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But coming into today, the updates that I'm seeing as of this morning, it's 9:26 a.m. the day after. All of the accounts still haven't been reset. So what I'm seeing out of all these firms is if your account is clear, your profit and loss is cleared from yesterday, it's reset, everything looks good, you're good to go ahead and trade. It doesn't seem like the issues are still happening. If you have an account where something wasn't reset, the balance is wrong, the account's reinstated, but the balance is off, anything but like 100% reset normal, I would not trade it, because now you're putting yourself in a situation where they're not going to know what the heck happened. You're not going to know what the heck happened. And maybe you don't benefit from this blanket, reset of accounts. So what I would do today, if you're on Project X, if you didn't trade yesterday at all with Project X and on any of your accounts, you should be good to go. As long as your account looks normal, everything looks like it's functioning normal. I would probably take some screenshots ahead of time of your account, right? Maybe of your balances, your account numbers, all that type of stuff. Make sure you take screenshots. I'd be ready to record today, but you should be good to go. If you traded yesterday and your account is reset to, what it was before you traded, you also should be good to go. Anything outside of that, like you still have trades showing from yesterday, either profit or loss, you have account that's, reinstated and balance is wrong, or it's not reinstated, I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade at all. I wouldn't throw another wrench in the gear and create this additional problem. It sucks when this stuff happens. I'm not going into the all of that yet, but this is just how I would handle the situation, like right off the bat. Okay, I would be cautious today coming in on Project X. I'm gonna be trading, but I want to make sure that everything looks kosher and good to go. Thankfully, I am recording here live across multiple platforms, so if there's an issue, I can display what happened in real time. I encourage you guys to be ready to do the same, right? Create some defense for yourself, create some evidence of what's going on, but act accordingly. We'll talk more about their decision on kind of how all that stuff worked, one platform over another, all that type of stuff in a little bit once we get into some market analysis. But I just wanted to touch on that right off the bat. That's the update that I've got. Still waiting on Project X across the board to be resetting accounts, reinstating accounts, clearing trades. If you have all that done, you should be good to go. If you don't throw a wrench in the gear, man. It sucks that it didn't happen really clean all at one time, but obviously it was a huge outage, so they're dealing with a lot of problems. So anyway, that's where we're at. I didn't touch this account yesterday at all. Not that I could for most of the day. I think I stopped checking this one at 2 p.m., something like that. So we'll see. Well, let's hop into it. I'm sick of taking L's. Good morning, Scalper. Rama says Twitter X has less buffering issues, I think. Probably, but they have a gnarly latency. They do have less buffering issues, but for you guys on X, you're dealing with a delay, a big delay. Relatively, right? I think Kick that I stream on has the lowest latency, highest quality, 0 ads. YouTube is probably somewhere in between there. So I want to frame this out real quick, guys, but I felt like that was the most important thing to talk about. Here's what I'm looking at right here, guys. We're on YM on the 15-minute chart. Again, this is Project X. This is Top 1 Futures. This is a pre-live account with them. Past the sim funded stage, all that fun stuff. If you want to check it out, I'll throw the link in just a little bit. Here's my my trade to be framed here. It's really, really, really simple. It's a short. It's a short play. We pop up above prior day high. I'm going to look to fade this. I really do want to look to fade this. Now, this structure for overnight, this current daily structure being so damn tight, it doesn't make it a wonderful setup. If we had sold off a lot more aggressively, then popped back up, which we're doing right now, sweeping this level, to come right back down to VWAP, it would be a little bit better of a setup. But yeah, here we go. All right, here we go, Roch. Yep. Sweeping prior day high. What do we trade here? 967s. Yeah. Yep. Just cracked prior day high and looks like we might want to come directly back down to VWAP. I'd look to fade a pop to the upside, but it's got to be more than that. Got to be more than that. I'd really like to get a stop loss. I'd really like to get a stop loss like way out here, because we could just drive higher, right? If we're not going to sell back off, come back down towards a few levels of high volume down here, down around this level, really reverse some of that super aggressive move to the upside yesterday. We could pop. So, you know, my initial thesis right off the bat was a short play. Looking in pre-market, didn't have anything set. Obviously, not trying to test my luck with what we got going on for Project X, but just want to see what we got forming on this 15-minute candle. Yeah, that's kind of the move. That's kind of the move. Limit order right here with a take profit right at VWAP would probably be the play. It's just too tight. I'm not trading YM like this. You know, that would probably be the play today, and you would just have to run it with a really tight stop loss at max of 1-to-1. You know, right back down to VWAP, something like that. That probably would have been the setup right off the open here. Overall bullish market, right? Overall bullish market. We have really erased, at least on YM, all of the big Friday China tariff sell-off move here. Popping back up. I think ES has done it as well. Let's take a look at MES, just so I don't have any drawings on. Almost all the way back up here to this Friday high. Taking a look at NQ with you guys real quick. Yeah, pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get one on this. Super aggressive. This is wildly zoomed out on the 15 minutes. Super aggressive would have been right off a prior day high with a very tight stop and a play right back down to VWAP, which has already played out. Not really as aggressive as I like to be on YM. I think we could easily on another day just crack 100 points very quickly and then come right back down. Not as good of a risk structure on something like that for me. This one I'm probably going to be waiting. I'm still looking on the short side. Yeah, because I'd like a sell-off right back down here. Right back down to this temporary volume point of control. It doesn't have to be all the way down here, but maybe like into these highs, into this price action and market structure, into the 46, yeah, even like 46,700s, just the top end of this volume here. If we just blast off, right? Hold that bullish day from yesterday. So I'm going to stay flexible on this, guys. Nothing right off the bat. 9:34 a.m. Marcus opened up. Buy side, I'd have to see what happens if we came down. I'm not buying right off the open for a blast to the upside. So let's see. Let's see what we start to get. It was a nice strong day yesterday. Overnight session opened up choppy. We sold off. Started to recover through London and pre-market. Pulled back down to VWAP. Popped at the open. Swept overnight high, prior day high. Came right back down to VWAP. Not a bad play there, but too aggressive, just way too aggressive. I think on another day we just crack much higher, much quicker. So stay patient off this open, see what we get today. Let's see what we get today, chat. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Just read a couple messages from top one. Just want to make sure everything is straight. Yeah, we look pretty good. Look pretty good. Good morning, chat. Watching this market open up to the upside. Quick pop right back down to VWAP, and then continuing back up to the upside here. Looking at Bookmap, pretty strong CVD out of ES here before we swap over to YM. More experience reading ES, and I'd like to continue to take a look at it as I'm trading even YM. CVD nice and positive. We do have quite a few levels down below on ES this morning. Looking pretty nice all the way down to the 67.50s, 25 points lower. If I take a look at YM, often a much flatter CVD, much less difference in the cumulative volume delta. Although we opened up positive and we started to drop off, got quite a bit of volume traded as we hit VWAP there. Nothing extremely stand out on YM outside of some orders to the downside here, all the way back down around that 46,800, 46,750. Ooh, big standout order up here. 100 lots on the book, 47,250s. That's way up there. 300 points above price right now. Let's see. Yeah, that was the really aggressive play, really aggressive play where we swept prior day high and overnight high, right? Here's our prior day high, probably coming right off of this this candle right here. We cracked that by a couple points. Here's our overnight high. Oh, no, excuse me. Here, yeah, our overnight high was also right up here near prior day high. Cracked that, came right back down. Yeah, right back down into VWAP. This is the 1 minute chart just to display this. But we opened up, came right back, came right up here, and then right back down to VWAP. Again, not a lot to work with here. You know, shooting for a 73-point move, you got to be running a pretty tight stop to make that worthwhile. It's just not as zoomed in as I trade on YM. Just personal preference. I find you have to be really good at time in the market. Your entries have to be really aggressive. Maybe you're trading momentum, you know, and you're able to scale in, and that seems to work really nicely for you. YM's aggressive, man. It moves fast. 100 points ain't much on YM. I think the average daily ranges, average session ranges that we're seeing on YM, I was talking about it with Brian in the Discord yesterday using Edgeful. We could actually look at that. But over the last couple of weeks, it's like 600, over 600 points. You know, you could just see that if you zoomed out. You don't need any fancy tools if you don't want. We'll talk about Edgeful in a little bit. Take a look at the daily ranges on these bad boys. Yeah, I don't think anybody's under 600. No. So, you know, shooting for 50 points in here when we got big movement like that. Gotta be pretty good at time in the market. Like we talked about last week, I prefer time in the market over timing the market. What's up, guys? What's up? JNRV and what's going on? Good morning, guys. What's happening? Dwayne, what's up? Good morning. Good morning, late to the party, peeps. How we doing? Zach's Capital. That's an interesting name. What's going on? Aaron, what's up? Cook Smith, what's up? I think I said Scalper, what's up? Good morning, guys. Good morning. What's up, Kick? What's up, X? Welcome back to the show. No trades yesterday with the Project X outage, and honestly, I didn't want to trade my live account. My own personal live account. I just, you know, I'm not in a Discord with my broker and platform. I don't know if they're having issues or not, and I don't want to be the guinea pig to find out. No announcements out of them. Seemed like everything was working fine, but no need to find out the hard way with thousands of dollars of risk on the line. So here we are today in the Top 1 Futures pre-live account that I've been trading the last couple weeks with you guys. Been pretty sweet. Pretty sweet so long as Project X works and we can trade it. Let's see if we can't keep this show rolling here. See if we can't keep this show rolling. Can't keep stacking payouts. Start to scale up. Start to put some profit in this bad boy. So while we're waiting for the market to open up, this isn't a whole lot to work with, guys. Again, I'm still looking short. I don't know, man. This one's going to be a discretionary. We pop to the upside one more time. Maybe like the 47,000 evens. Like that's a nice round psychological number right where my cursor is. I don't have too much else up here outside of looking way left, right? You know, way up here. If we do that, that kind of feels like just a bullish move out of the day, and we could be in for, you know, a run towards highs. I'd like to short this. I'm going to say off the 47,000 evens, like right around that level. I'd throw a couple 100-point stop loss in, you know, way out here. Maybe even, I'm just looking, I like to come over here to look at structure. You know, maybe even like 150 points would get it done, and look for a move right back down to this area of high volume. I could really see that playing today. I might not get that. We might turn to the downside, like right in here. I could absolutely be dead wrong. We could just be continuing this structure that we've had here and here. 2 bullish days, and we're about to blast off, right? Could just be dead wrong. But that's my setup. My play is a short on something like this. Again, it's not that beautiful because we just have a pretty tight candle so far, right? Right into the open. We really did not have a big overnight session move, but I'm looking at this filling out to the downside and could potentially capture some of that on a short play. Yeah, I would just like to take it 50 points higher if at all possible. If we just sell off from here, it's not a missed trade. It's not a missed anything. But yeah, I'm gonna say 47,000 even. Best I have to work with. Kind of in here, if I look at some market structure price action from way back, try to get a little bit picky. It's not a beautiful level. It's not a sweep of a high, but we're already above all of this fun stuff right here. So that's going to be valid for me. That's going to be valid for me. But we'll talk a little bit more about Project X. We'll talk a little bit more about Tradeovate. We'll talk a little bit more. I saw you guys threw some comments in there. Tradeovate was straight yesterday. I'm going to see if I can't snag a short here first, though, guys. Is that going to be all we do? I think that might be all we do. Yeah, that was it. Damn, close, man, really close. 25 points off. I felt that one. I think that's gonna be it, guys. I think we're gonna start turning to the downside here. We're gonna come through these lows. I really wanted just near, honestly, near a nice big round psychological number here. Yeah, this is going to be it. This is going to be it right here. 46 970s. Maybe we come and dance around here. It gives me a second chance, but if we do, I'm jumping in. Because I'd want to be short here. I'm just going to, I think I'm going to be a little bit slow to the punch because, well, whatever excuse I want to make, feeling like trash. But this is not bad. This is not bad. If it gives me a little bit more back up into the 70s, I'm going to take this. I'm in, guys. I'm going to jump in on this one. I'm short from 46 970. Stop at 47 170. I'm going to get rid of that. Short one YM mini. Let's go see if we trade out the 47,000s now, which it looks like we might. I'm going to run the nice Y stop way out here. I'm dead wrong if we just blast off to the upside. It's going to be a push-off VWAP and at least maybe come all the way up to this level right in here. Just going to go ahead and adjust that bad boy. Try to give myself a little bit of room. Keep it under $1,000 bucks. I'm going to go stop at 47 168. I'm going to leave this one wide to start. Like I talked about, guys, discretionary with stops and targets, especially on this account. I'm going to have days where I close for break even. I'm going to have days where I close for partial loss. I'm going to have days where I close for partial profit. I don't like running fixed take profits unless we're coming into really high volatile times or I have to step away. I just like to do it for a number of reasons. But yeah, I'm looking at this bad boy short after a sweep of prior day high, right? Sweep of overnight session high. Same thing that I look to take every day. It's not a back to VWAP move. I'm going to be looking for this thing to continue lower. But I'd like it, like I mapped out before, I'd like it around this temporary volume point of control. Actually, when I set it right there, right into this high area of high volume here, about, yeah, 200 to 300 points lower, right? Right down into this area. I think even if we're going to run highs, we got a good chance of coming back down, sweeping this overnight Asia London session low, taking out all the longs that jumped in pre-market and right now as we started to take off the open. So I'm going to run this one short. Again, fairly aggressive. I talk a lot about volatility. This is volatile. This is a very volatile market, right? Take a look at this price action and market structure. You can take a look at an ATR. Take a look at what we look like on the 15-minute chart over here, right? I'm here trading a mini, and I've been starting with, because I'm going to be discretionary with closes for losses. But I'm still starting with around that 200-point stop, $1,000. That means that I am inherently running a tighter stop with more risk, right? I am taking on that increased amount of risk because I'm not sizing down to maybe 5 micros and running a 400-point stop, right? Because when we're setting average daily ranges, 600, 700, 800 versus when we're setting average daily ranges of 400, 500, 300, it's a whole lot different. So it's important to note that. Everybody handles these things a little bit differently, but whatever you do, understand volatility in general for whatever asset that you're trading, whatever instrument that you're trading. Decide how you want to structure risk according to that volatility, right? That market structure, that price action that's forming. And whatever you do, use a hard stop and accept that can be ran in a split second along with some slippage, right? I've got a $990 stop in here right now. I have to, when I put this trade on, say, I know, even if I'm going to be discretionary like I'm talking about, I know that Trump could sneeze and say China is in trouble, and we could, for some reason not dump on that and just rocket through my stop loss, right? If you're not comfortable with whatever risk you're putting on, reduce it until you are, or don't put any on. That's a requirement. It's not an option, right? Otherwise, you are hoping that it doesn't get hit. you're not accepting the risk that you have on, which is just not acceptable. It's not a good way to trade. Excuse me. You know, a lot of traders are going to run an emergency stop. They're going to run a really wide stop intending to close ahead of time. But you have to recognize that, you know, market can rip at any point and you will be on the wrong side of those moves, you know, plenty of times, right? Plenty of times. So let's see. Let's see how this one plays today. Talking about my trading just real quick before we talk about Project X and that type of stuff. Talk about my trading in YM here. Vastly overperforming. I've been vastly overperforming, which is a good thing, right? I think I've got something that's working well, but I also attribute some positive variance. I have taken really straight wins in this Top 1 Futures live account. This is the third week that I'm trading it. I've had one red day of $190. And honestly, that was trying to test for some slippage, right? But a red day nonetheless. I've taken 5 payouts from this Top 1 Futures pre-live account so far over the last 2 weeks, which has been pretty sweet. So, you know, I recognize that losses are always around the corner, right? Drawdown's always around the corner. And all you can do is put your trades on and, you know, accept them on the front end. Don't know what's going to happen next with any reasonable degree of certainty. I can't predict the market. I don't know that anybody that can. I just let my trades play out, my approach play out, review and adjust, right? Look at what's working, look at what's not working, try to adjust from there. That's where we're at. Yeah, if you guys hopped on late, we got a bunch of people on. Apologies for me sounding super nasally today. I'm sick today. I don't want to miss more days of trading. I don't like trading sick without being 100%. But yesterday was a wash with the Project X issues. So we're going to see what we can do today. Feeling like trash, but don't mind me pausing my mic and coughing and sniffling. That's what we got going on. But appreciate you guys being on. We got a trade on. That's good. I like to have trades on. I like to try to find a way in. Pretty standard. I'm happy with this one. We got real close to that 47,000 evens. Let's see. What I'd like to see out of this one, obviously, we sell off. Break VWAP. Come back down to sweep these lows. Maybe continue a little bit further down. Generate a nice W. We come to the upside. I'm going to be comfortable watching this thing trade above the 47,000 evens, trade into like the 47,050s, maybe the 100s, right? Come up here and test this. I think we could do that before we even come back down. Put a little bit taller of a wick in on this daily candle. But if we do start to do that, it could look like another blast off just right towards highs, right? But let's see. Let's see. Same approach, same style, same consistency that I'm attempting to apply to this market day in and day out. Plan followed for a win or a loss on this one for sure. So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Excuse me. Excuse me. And while we got a trade on, we're sitting right around break even on. I'm gonna throw this in chat. I know we had no giveaway yesterday. We probably got one coming up today. Chat, I don't know. We're fixing to find out. But if you want to check out Top 1 Futures, here is the link in chat. 55% off. Let me throw this real quick. You see where we're at, guys. Short from 46,970. Stop at 47,168. We'll come back to it. Price is at my entry right now. But we are 55% off with code RDF. Better than the email, better than the website. Top 1 futures celebrating 6 months and over 16 million paid out to traders. Shout out Top 1. Remember, guys, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated, I'm biased. I stand to make money, so I can't be unbiased. Important for you to know that. Do your own research, make your own decisions. I think this is one of the best opportunities in the trading space as far as futures prop firms go, especially as far as instant funded prop firms go, which is what this is. No challenge, no activation fee, straight into a funded account. No minimum trading days, which is really sweet. You do have a consistency rule, right? Standard 20% consistency rule. End of day trailing drawdown, right? Reasonable profit targets, nice wide MLLs. I'm a fan. What I also like about Top 1 is you have the opportunity to get yourself into what you're seeing right here, a live account. This is technically a pre-live account, but a live account with objectively the fastest path to a live account out of any firm that I'm aware of. You can get called faster from other firms and not from Top 1, but the qualifiers to get called are faster than anywhere else, and I'm watching them be on the short end of those qualifiers. They're moving people to live very quickly. If you can trade, right, and you don't just want to YOLO accounts and trade evals, I think trading an instant funded account, trying to get yourself paid out from sim, maybe copy trading, maybe not, and work yourself towards a live account, sick opportunity. In this pre-live account and live account, it's the same thing except the orders aren't getting sent to market. Once you get called up, you have no minimum trading days to pay out. Daily payouts every 24 hours. No consistency rule, no upside limit. You could run your trade all day and take a $10,000 W, and then it could be in your bank account in a couple hours. Downsides, obviously, they limit you on contracts. You can't copy trade. You can't hit the reset button. You have a daily loss limit and a max loss limit, and if you violate those, it ain't like buying another account, right? They're going to look at what happened. You took payouts in sim. You made it to a live account. You blew it. Is this someone we want to, give another shot, put money behind? You know what happens from there. But hella bullish on Top 1. Again, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. I'm always happy to be transparent about that. Do your own research, make your own decisions. Outside of that, if you guys don't know me, I'm here trading live every damn day. Sick or not, we'll see tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how I wake up tomorrow. 100% free. No course, no VIP, no mentorship, none of that stuff, man. Just live trading, real live trading, execution showing on the chart in front of you, so long as we could actually trade on Project X. Real risk, wins, losses, break-evens, stop-outs, blown accounts, payouts, everything in between. If you don't know me, I've been trading. I've been in the markets for about 6 years now, aggressively, focused on intraday trading, less than that. But I don't claim to be the best trader in the world. I don't claim to have it all figured out. I'm not on any leaderboards. I'm nothing special. I don't claim anything. I just trade live so you guys can decide this stuff for yourself. Consistently, for free. I have hundreds of hours of live trading. You can go back through my stuff and say, this dude sucks. I'm going to hop on and fade him every day. This dude's solid. Maybe I hang out with him and I win an instant funded account because he gives those out almost every day. We're going to run some duck races later today, guys. Anyway, appreciate you guys hopping on. I'm grateful for you. Top of the chat is a 100% free trading Discord. Again, no VIP, no feeder program, no nothing, man. Just over 2,000 traders sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, everything about trading. I put a sell on my top 1 account for the giveaway. Just noticed I'm in the practice account. That went from Kick. Let's see. Good morning. Not trading my instant fund today. Made about 300 on the rest of NQ value area high for New York session. Closed. Dump of the day. Very nice. Value area low. Zach Bryan divergence. Brian getting long. Good, man. Someone's gonna make money. That's good though. It's good. All you can do is trade your approach, right? And that's gonna happen. You're gonna have a lot of traders taking the other side of your trades, right? That's how this works. For every buyer, there's a seller. Jesus is my co-pilot. Jack Daniels is my like and share, peeps. Yeah, you know the drill. Sounds like a good prop firm. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Link is in the chat. If you guys want to check it, code RDF gets you the best deal, but you guys got to make the decision for yourself, man. Read the rules, go to the frequently asked questions. You know, you got to decide whether or not it's a good prop firm for you, right? Everybody's going to have things that are important to them, that are not important to them. You know, you got to look at all of it. Look at the consistency rules, look at the pricing, look at the payout structure, you know, all of these things. And then decide what the best opportunity is for you, and maybe the second best and third best, and you know where you want to put risk on, right? I think that's all we can do. I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity for me. I'm super hyped on it. I've been making it work a little bit for whatever that's worth. Certainly not the best, but you know, you might say, nah, man, I don't like anything with a consistency rule. I'm a home run hitter. I can't trade anything with any type of a percent consistency rule, and no instant funded account from any instant funding firm is going to work for me. I'm going to be a live account trader, or I'm going to be an eval with no consistency rule trader at all. That might be it. You know, you might say, no, man, I hate taking evals. It's super annoying to put money on the line to take a test and spend multiple days trading. I love getting into instant funded accounts right away. I want to work myself towards a live account. And it might be a great opportunity, but you guys got to decide that for yourself, right? Important to always do that. Feel free, look at what other people are doing, right? Watch their videos, listen to, you know, how they're answering questions and stuff, but everybody's biased. Everybody's biased. Everybody's partnered and affiliated with somebody. Well, not everybody. There's probably people out there, but majority are, right? Including myself. So you got to do your own research and come to your own decision. All right, guys, I got to be right back. I got to blow my nose. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to let this one run. We'll see. Coming through VWAP, maybe coming down through these lows. Let's see. Back in action with your chat. Let's see what we get out of this market today. What's good, everybody? I find the evals warm you up for the funded accounts. Yeah, I find the evals, it depends on what level you're at, right? So let me start there. If you are a beginner trader, you're somebody, what's up, Dre? What's going on, man? Good to see you. If you're somebody that's, you know, just getting started trading, I think evals are great. I think you're going to lose money, so you might as well lose as little as you can. Get yourself into a $20 or $30 or $50 eval, a $100 eval, and you're probably going to lose it. That's great. You know, just try to kind of build from there. Once you are relatively consistent, I think evals create a decision that you have to make, which is, well, I want to get to a funded account quickly, and I can take my sweet ass time managing risk on the way to doing that, and it take a really long time and maybe rebills and all these types of things, or I can trade them stupid aggressively, right, and YOLO them, which is, you know, what majority do. And I think it can create some really unhealthy trading habits. I think it can really create just really rough trading habits, right? And that can be a tough game. That can be a tough game. So for the most part, I don't like them personally, right? Because that's, how I handle them if I have to go through evals, is trade them stupid aggressively. I don't want to spend any time in them from a risk to reward standpoint, from a capital, allocation standpoint, and time spent. And I don't like doing that because I don't like exercising not good trading, right? I like rebuilding, always constantly honing and callousing your mind to do the hard thing, to do one thing. And, full porting evals with no stop loss and passing them quickly is, maybe efficient, right? And for someone like me or others. But, it exercises that that gambling muscle, that demon muscle, which I like to try to, kill as best I can. So that's the thought process there. But it's part of prop trading. It's just different. There's a fine line. There's a balance that we have to play here between being somewhat efficient and developing terrible habits and just turning into a sim farmer, right? And playing the prop game and then not doing anything that is actually trading at all, and then running the risk of getting banned, or what happens if props aren't there one day and I don't know how to trade. I just know how to YOLO evals. That type of stuff. Anyway, watching this thing, that looked pretty good back down to VWAP. Watching this thing pop back up, I don't love this. I really don't love this. Just taking a look at more zoomed in price action. This would have been really nice to start to continue. Like I said earlier, I'm okay to the 750, the 47,050s, the 100s. I'd really like to see this thing come right back down through VWAP, continue the downside to demonstrate that we're not going to put a nice big bullish green day in here. We are, in fact, going to return to a nice area of high volume. But getting close to VWAP like that, not even coming down to break through it, to break through some lows, to come down to this area. Not enough for me to structure risk, not enough for me to go stop loss to break even on, 50 points in my direction or 40 points in my direction at all. So I think I would just stop myself out. I would stop myself out just of everything if I did that. But I don't love the way that that's setting up. Was looking good for a minute. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. We shall see, chat. What's good, guys? What's good? Appreciate you hopping on. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this early. Sorry, I'm messing with my headphones because they're jacked up today. There we go. Let's get this in early. We got a 50K straight to funded account to give away, guys. Surprise, surprise. Y'all know the drill. There's hella people on here. We're going to run this one at 75 likes. We're going to do a 50K straight to funded Sim Pro giveaway at 75 likes. Start to run it up. We got 50 of you guys on here right now on YouTube. We got a handful on Kick. We got a bunch on X. What's up, Twitter? If you guys want to help, you can hop over to YouTube, but you don't have to do anything. I'm still going to give everybody the form. I'm a nice guy. I don't care that much. Run the likes up. Run the likes up on YouTube. We'll drop a giveaway form. No purchase necessary, just so you guys know. You don't have to use a code. You don't have to buy anything. No purchase necessary. Form will drop in the chat, in all of the chats. You guys fill it out, and you'll have a chance to win a 50K straight to Sim Pro account from Top 1 Futures. Shout out Top 1 Futures. Shout out Top 1 Futures. Rhombus, my screen says 3 likes. You could refresh that. It'll probably continue to show updated likes. But we're at, mine usually lags too. 34, 35 likes. Run it up. But we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. As this market starts to turn, putting highs in, I hate this movement, guys. Absolutely hate this. I like this trade. I'm taking this one every damn day. No problem. I definitely like the opportunity, the downside that we had today. I think on another day, we sell off harshly. And this is a really nice winner. On this type of movement, I really don't like it. Really don't like it at all. I think we got an opportunity to push higher on this. YM is the leader. I think if we turned from any point past, besides being past my stop loss, and came back down through VWAP, this would look even nicer than the initial push lower. It would look like a take everybody out. That was getting short too early, fake all of the longs out, trap them, and then start to sell off a bit. Don't know if we get that today, though. Don't know if we get that today. But that's part of trading, man. Gonna take our L's on the chin, and go from there. But yeah, divergence here. Just taking a look at the other U.S. indices. ES just put the lows of session in on that 15-minute candle. It's below VWAP. NQ is down near the lows, also putting the lows of session in down below VWAP by like 150 ticks. YM is the odd man out here that I'm shorting. So maybe the best opportunity. Maybe YM is just going to continue to drive while these ones drift lower. Looking at the Mag 7, which I don't typically do, overall bearish, but the one that I find the funniest and the main reason that I glanced at it a couple times today is Amazon is leading them all by far. Amazon is 2.5% green today. Tesla red, Nvidia red, Microsoft red, Meta, around flat, Microsoft around flat also, but red. Google red by 1.5%. Amazon green. Amazon green despite half the internet going down yesterday. I find that hysterical, dude. I find that absolutely hysterical. Very, very funny. So, anyway, let's see what we get out of this. We'll see if we survive a little bit of a pop to the upside before maybe some beautiful selling pressure that comes in and gives me a nice W. Maybe we just drive higher. The other two indices turn, and YM's leading the pack today, and we just blast higher. Right? Could absolutely see that happening. We will see. We will see. But if you guys are hanging out, we are on for a giveaway today. We're going to give out a $50K straight to Sim Funded Pro account from Top 1 Futures. Smash the like button. A form will drop. You don't have to ask me 47,000 times when it's coming. A form will drop. I'll throw up a banner that says giveaway time, all that fun stuff. I'll let you guys know. I'll call it out 47,000 times. But if you want to check out Top 1 Futures, I'll drop this link in the chats again. Y'all want to check out Top 1 Futures, 55% off with code RDF and no minimum trading days to pay out. You just have to meet the consistency rule. Excuse me. And, yeah. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask. You hop in the Discord as well. I'll try to help you guys out. But outside of that, got a trade moving against me. A short above prior day high on YM here. The tap of VWAP and the push off, I do not like it. I really don't like it. Not enough to close the trade for being a third of the way to the stop loss. Definitely not yet. Definitely not yet. Yeah, we're gonna be coming into this this 10:30 time frame. It would be pretty beautiful if we survived that. Initial balance could give me another really clear range, right? The first 1 hour of the trading session from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Some pretty strong stats behind that. I can actually load up Edgeful and tell you exactly what those numbers are. Taking a look at Bookmap for both of these guys. pretty positive CVD on and growing on YM. I don't like it, chat. Don't like it. We'll see. We'll see. 67.75. Yeah, if ES starts to go, this is looking like we could have a problem. But we'll find out together. We'll watch this bad boy play out. What was I getting at here? Appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. Feel free, hit like, subscribe. I'm here every day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, 100% free. Just reading a couple messages from the props. Reading through what we had going on yesterday. Some of the craziness. Man, oh man. Yeah, guys, run the likes up. We'll run a little giveaway. We'll run some duck races. We'll hang out. So yesterday was interesting, man. Yesterday was interesting, and how the firms handled it was pretty interesting. We can talk about that now that we're waiting for a trade to play out. Dang, man. Yeah, continuing to push to the upside. Again, I really don't like this drive higher at all. Making the case for a bullish day without much of a dip lower. Gotta say, I don't like it at all. Not enough for me to clip it just yet. Like I said, comfortable up into these highs. We got an area of high volume here. I think if we continue to go, there's a really good chance that we come out and stop me out. And that this is just a push higher. I'm fading a move for a sweep above, a pullback down into this range, and we are just going to be bullish. We're going to come right back towards all-time highs on U.S. indices and just keep driving higher. You know, we're not going to catch any of that selling pressure. Part of it, again, I still like this one as far as a trade taken. You know, when I have to go back and review. Trade management, right? You get the opportunity to clip it, you know, halfway to a stop and realize, you know, half of a unit of risk, half of a stop loss on something like this. I'm not ready for that. I'm really not ready for that. This is still nice and early. I still see the opportunity for a really aggressive turn to the downside on all of these. But so far looking like trash. So far looking like trash. Part of the game. Part of the game. Like I said, on a lot of these, I will clip them early. I'll clip them at break even. I'll clip them for partial losses. Same with take profits, right? We'll hold on to some, clip others earlier. A little bit of discretion applied into trade management, which does make it difficult to apply consistency. But As you get more advanced, you might find success doing that. But for this one today, man, like I said, if we started to pop initially, maybe clipping early, but I don't know about clipping this one early. I got to hang on to it. Gotta hang on to it. I clipped this one and we turned down really aggressively. I'm gonna be really unhappy with my management. Yep. Ugly on this one, man. No turn. Buyers in store. No sweep above and continuation lower. There looks to be volume behind this one. It looks like the blast off VWAP here on YM. We had the pop off the open. Had the sweep above. Retest here. This looked really good as we started to come back down through VWAP. Terrible look right here. Terrible look right here. This looks like trash, guys. This looks like absolute trash. We are coming into this area of high volume. We're up around some daily candle highs. I don't love where my stop loss is right here, but relative to this trade, I'm just dead wrong. Just dead wrong today. Dead wrong today. It's a blast off to all-time highs. YM leading the pack. ES and NQ faking everybody out to the downside, and just a big move higher, unfortunately. Part of it, again, not a great spot for me to clip early at any point outside of stopping myself out right at break even. But like I said, if I start to do that, if I start to go stop loss to break even with, 45, 50 points of profit, I'm going to take a large number of stops at break even, and I'm going to have to be ready for multiple re-entries. It's just not my preferred style of trading. Just not my preferred style. But real quick, while we're watching this one play out to look like it be a first nice L in this live account. Looks like it might be the first really nice L in this live account. Smash like, smash subscribe. We're giving out a 50K straight to sim funded pro account from Top 1 Futures coming up here at 75 likes. If you guys want to check it out, link is in the chat. 55% off with code RDF. You guys know the drill. Let's see. How's we're reading moving average staying short. Nice. I don't know what YM is doing. Its own thing. How's NQ related to YM? I find them having no relation. Yeah, they seem to live in their own world. They really seem to live in their own world. Let's see. These days a little bear look at YM. If I do cheat on NQ, it would be with ES. 100% NQ with confirmations from ES. Zach, do you see big price moves when CVD goes from positive to negative or negative to positive? Overall, CVD can kind of be an added confluence, right? I don't like to use that word, but just another tool to look at. CVD is cumulative volume delta here on Bookmap, and what it's displaying is the difference between buy and sell volume, right? Anchored to a specific point on the chart in time. As we have a growing cumulative volume delta and strong relative to the cumulative volume delta on average for that instrument, that does indicate we have a lot of buy volume outweighing sell volume, and maybe, right, just basic pattern recognition, we continue to see that move continue to the upside, right? What I find and how I like to interpret it, and again, really I'm stronger on ES with it. YM it just doesn't do that much. Just really doesn't do that much. And I could probably adjust settings for things like this. But what I'll find on ES is as we start to push to the upside, maybe around the open or as we're opening up, we may have a really negative cumulative volume delta, negative 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 8,000. And what often happens there is price follows that, right? We have heavy sell volume being traded out, and price starts to probe lower. Conversely, like if we're pushing to the upside like we are today on a growing green positive cumulative volume delta, that could indicate that there are buyers there supporting that move to the upside. We have buy volume continuing higher, right? Does it always work like that? Absolutely not. If you rely too heavily on any one singular tool, I think you're just going to be trading that tool exclusively, right? So I don't place an enormous amount of weight on it, especially as I'm here trading YM. I place really almost no weight on it. I've been watching YM's book map. Ooh, we're getting a little bit of a turn to the downside here on all of these. I have been watching YM's book map more aggressively, but it's a much thinner book. There's, as you can just see from the current order book, there's just not as prominent of amount of orders. The levels that stand out are just typically not as big. Like this is a big standout one, which might be a problem for me. 47,250s, but also cumulative volume delta, it just doesn't change that much. It doesn't shift that much. It's a much smaller number in general relative to ES, and I don't have an enormous amount of time reading it, at least not yet. So you see me running ES book map over here quite a bit, just because I'm interested to see what that cumulative volume delta is looking like. I don't really want to take into consideration too much of the other U.S. indices. I don't trade them in correlation or divergences of them or confirmations between them. I find if I end up doing that, it works very well for some people. I would argue almost most people. It doesn't work well for me. I just end up trading the wrong asset on another chart and having way too much confidence. And it works really well in certain days, and it works really horribly on other days. I find ES and NQ to be... I find all the U.S. indices to be pretty correlated, right? Overall, very correlated on higher time frames. I find intraday on lower time frames, ES and NQ to be much more correlated. YM seems to live in its own world. Oftentimes, we open up with NQ selling off by 100 points and a YM, pushing to the upside by 300 points. Later into the day, they seem to kind of fall back into alignment, but I don't utilize them altogether. Again, most traders do. I would say many traders that trade U.S. indices will pay attention to multiple of them, and they'll use that divergence between them or correlation or lack of correlation to their advantage. I've tried to do that a lot in the past, even with Forex pairs back when I was on Forex, and it's just too much information for me. Maybe I'm an idiot and I can't process it all at the same time, but I like to use the tools that I use. I like to keep my trading really, really simple. And I talk about it a lot because I have so many traders that aren't trading YM, and I'm going to show things from the other ones because not everybody trades the same instrument, and I'm here live trading with a huge community, so I want to talk about the markets that everybody is interested in to a degree, but I'm just giving you my 2 cents on it. For instance, NQ is showing long, but ES is currently at a sell zone, so no trade for me. Okay, yeah, Ash is using them in correlation. Do you use levels on book map, heat map, and instead take profits and stop losses? Juan, what's up? I don't use it. I don't use it that specifically. I use book map, I think, last on the list to everything else that I use, which is very, very simply price action, market structure, volume tools. Bookmap would be kind of secondary to all of that. I like to see standout levels above and below price, right? Live liquidity above and below price, really big stacks of orders on the book, because those typically do come into play as areas of interest. If they stay there, it's uncommon that we have nothing happen when we get there. We typically have a lot of volume traded and either follow through or a rejection from that level. But I also like cumulative volume delta, specifically with ES. I'm not using it nearly as much, just like I just talked about for YM. So really aggressive pullback down on this. We just hit 10:30 a.m. We have our initial balance high and low set. I don't like that we are on the I am on the opposite side of this this first statistic, which says which side is more likely to be broken first. the side that's formed last. But there's a more basic stat that I want to talk about here for a second. But first, you guys are asking questions. Ugly day, not touching the funded accounts. What in the world is a pre-live account? Haven't been locked in. Dre, live account from Top 1 Futures. I got kicked to a live account with Top 1 after scaling up and taking some payouts in the sim accounts. Top 1 Futures program for almost every trader. I actually don't know anybody that's going straight to what they call a live account is pre-live. The only difference between what they call live and pre-live is your orders are not getting sent to market. This is still technically a sim account, but it has all of the benefits and drawbacks of their live account. It gives them an added layer of protection, which I think is fine. I'm happy to be in a live account in the sim environment, getting sim fills. It's actually advantageous to the trader. But it gives them an added layer of risk management, which is a lot of guys are sim farmers and they don't want to get to a live account, and they immediately intentionally blow a live account, which can be really damaging if you have big money behind a live account, right, with a prop firm. Also, even if it's not intentional, a lot of traders can handle sim pretty well, whether it's psychological, the mindset piece of it, whether it's the ability to hit the reset button. They can trade sim really well, and they can't handle live accounts. They will not make it to any payout. And what they found, they actually shared some of the statistics. It was like over 80 or almost 90% that made it in when they first launched for the first few months, that made it into a live account, blew it immediately. They took 0 payouts from the live account, and they blew the account immediately. Not always intentionally or unintentionally, but that's what was going on. So that's how Top 1's just clear about it. They're upfront about it. I think many other firms do similar things. They probably just don't label it any differently. This is just speculation. But Top 1 is clear about that. They give you a window, essentially say around $7,000, $10,000 in profit in the account. We're going to put money behind it. We're going to transition it to an actual live account. But from the trader perspective, all of the benefits and drawbacks are exactly the same with Top 1. The deal is going to be the same. So hope that helps. Zach, does the Elite Challenge have an activation fee? Yes, it does. Elite Challenge has an activation fee. It's 3 accounts with Top 1. Let's go to it real quick. As we're watching this trade just kind of chop around, I saw somebody ask about the giveaway. Giveaway 75 likes, guys. Run it up. You got 60 people on. Go ahead and run it up. Giveaway at 75 likes. We are going to give away a 50K straight to Sim Funded Pro account once we hit that. I'm not going anywhere. We're hanging out today. We got a trade on. Not looking great, not looking terrible. We'll see. We'll see if we get a nice long wick to the upside and we come back down through entry and VWAP. It would look absolutely beautiful. We take off. We break this high. We break this prior 15-minute bar high. We break initial balance high to the outside. It looks like I'm cooked. Looks like I'm going to be taking the full L on this one. But just to talk about this real quick, Top 1 Futures, and if you want to check it out, code RDF, link is in the chat. Top 1 Futures has 3 different account types. Instant Sim Funded right here, which is my preferred account type. Straight to Sim Funded Pro. This is the bad boy I'm giving out today, the 50K. And the Challenge account, the one-step Elite Challenge account. These do have an activation fee. Instant Funded accounts, no challenge, no activation fee, right? No, none of that stuff. This is my preferred account type. If you're working yourself towards a live account or you're attempting to, I think the 150Ks are badass. This one right here, the 50K, one of the best opportunities in the prop firm space, in my humble opinion. Why? $2,000 max loss limit, $3,000 profit target. No minimum trading days, and a standard 20% consistency rule. You're able to take out $2,500 first payout if you hit that $3,000 profit target. That's more aggressive than almost anybody else that I see in the space. So I would encourage you to check it out. Do your own research. Read through the frequently asked questions, right? Understand all the rules, all the little nuances, all that fun stuff before you make a decision. But this bad boy, put him up against the competition. Put him up against the competition. I encourage you. And if you want to check it out, again, you can see down here, they're only calling 50% off with code TRADE. right? That's what they're advertising, 50% off. We got the juice here, chat. Code RDF gets you 55. Anyway, check it out. Link is in the chat if you want to check that one out. But we're answering some questions here. Hey, bro, hope you get better soon. I made 1K in 3 seconds. You think that'll be a problem with top one? Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem, my friend. Carlos, there's a minimum hold time 10-second rule. Occasional violations are okay. Anything near 50% of total profit when you go to request a withdrawal of profit or 50% of quantity of trades. Right back up on this thing, man. Sorry. Hold on one second. I'm trailing off. Yeah, this looks like trash. We looked like we were going to do it. We looked like we were going to do it here. This don't look good to the upside. We look like we might do it. This looks like maybe the other indices want to follow. Maybe we're going to flip this thing green across the board. That looked like we were really going to try something here. A nice aggressive sell-off, almost 100 points to the downside. What in the world? That's not good on a 1-minute chart. I don't know what's going on with Project X on that one. That looked pretty good to the downside. Coming right back through this high. This don't look good at all. Don't look good at all. And at this point, honestly, I do think there's a second chance for a sweep above this initial balance high. We fail it and we come right back down. I hate where my stop loss is in relation to this. 30 some odd points higher, but I'm holding on to this one. I'm going to take the full stop on it if I have to and just call it a day from there. Probably not going to push it. $1,000 worth of risk is nothing crazy in this account, but I probably wouldn't push it today. Ugly, man. Ugly. That looked like we might try something. We might have been faking everybody out to the upside. Big wick higher, come right back down in. We come in on this one. We come outside of this on this one. Not good for me. Not good for me. Looks like it's going to be the stop. But what I wanted to pull up before I start answering more questions and we run a giveaway, we do a duck race, was the stat behind this, why I'm saying that, right? You can get this from back testing. You can get this from, whatever you want to get it from. But looking at initial balance breakout from Edgeful, I'll throw the link in the chat if you want the nice stats yourself. Over the last, here, let's do a big sample size first and then a short sample size, right? The initial balance is the first 1 hour opening range, okay? 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 10:30 a.m. Eastern, right? So this low right here, put in, where's 9:30? Put in right here, and this high right here. We have a statistic behind this. Again, you can find this through back testing. It's just an objective stat. Over the last 3 years of data on this stat, if we break one side, there is a 70% chance, over a 70% chance, that we do not come back down and break the other side. It only happens 25% of the time. About 4% of the time, there's no break of either side. So, we come up here to break this high right here, right? Almost 3/4 of the time, we will not come back down to break this low right here, right? Does that mean that doesn't happen today? Does that mean there's a 70% chance of an edge trading above this? No. It's just an objective piece of statistics, right? And you should treat it as such. But it's an important one to look at. It can help frame your trading day. It can help you utilize a range, right? A trading range in your trading. We typically do not, also, there's an extension. There's an initial balance extension report. We typically don't just sweep it. We typically come outside of it, past where my stop loss is. All right. Do I use that stat exclusively? Do I do something crazy when we break that high? Do I close out trade? Nope. I'm just aware of it, right? Making the case against my trade here. Here we go. Break into the upside, continuing higher. This looks like we want to run. Again, I'm holding on to this one, like I said. I'm accepting the full stop. I won't do it every day. I'm discretionary with closes, especially in this account. I talked about how I'm approaching YM with my trade management. This one's a hold on to it. This one's a hold on to it. Outside of a survive by the skin of my teeth right here and an immediate turn back in, which it doesn't look like we're getting, Looks like I'm cooked on it. Again, maybe we reject from out here. Maybe. But this is just a dead wrong type of trade, right? Honestly, for this one, though, really nice risk structure. If this started to sell off, this is not a quick profit down here at VWAP. This was a move all the way back down, what I was targeting. This was a move all the way back down to the top end of this high volume, potentially generating a really nice win. 200 plus points, 300 points for a nice positive risk reward on a trade like this. Just didn't get it today. Do we freak out? Do we go on tilt? Do we start YOLOing the account? Do anything crazy? Nope. Take it on the chin. Stay calm. Move on to the next day. Keep on trading. Part of the game, man. Part of the game. Yeah, this looks like the order filled coming. Still in by the skin of my teeth here. Let's see, what do we got above on YM bookmap? Yeah, in by the skin of my teeth, but looks like it's going to be the stop. But that's part of it, man. Happy to show you what real trading looks like for me. This is what real trading looks like. Stop losses. Part of it. Not every day. Been on a gnarly win streak. There it is, guys. Stopped out for negative 992. Negative 992. Part of it. So we said give away a 75 likes. If you guys want to run it up, we'll run the duck race coming up soon. Otherwise, I'll answer some questions. We'll see what this market does from here. But that's going to be a full L for me in this one. I don't think I'm going to come back for more. Definitely don't think I'm going to come back for more on this one. I'd preserve capital on this. Just wait for another trading day and look to move on rather than digging too much of a hole. But I'm interested to see what happens here on YM. I really am. So we were talking about the 10-second minimum hold time, right? Occasional violations, right? Occasional violations, you're okay. Small amounts of profits, you're okay. I think anything near the, a third of your profit or quantity of trades is a problem. Carlos, is a problem. So, if you're in a 50K account and you're aiming for a $3,000 profit target, that's a little bit of a problem. It's not 50%, but it's part of it. It's part of it. I would keep trading. You can reach out to their support, but I'd probably just keep trading and try to not have any more of those happen. It does happen, but for the most part, you want to be cautious of that. Mike Z, what's up? Is there a time limit on activating the one-step accounts like Top Step? Yeah, I think you have to activate them, Winston. I think you actually have to activate them. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's like, 2 weeks or something like that. Didn't activate my XFA yet. I struggle near all-time highs. Cool. There is a time limit, Mike Z, like we were just talking about. So, make sure you activate it. Maybe take, one trade every month so you don't, you don't go inactive or you don't lose it because you never activated it. Profit Zoe, we're to the downside. Bags, nice. I'm on a crazy losing streak. 4 L's in 4X and 2 L's in futures. Streamer Hub, what's up, bro? Relatively, here's my comment on that one. Relative, that's not a crazy losing streak. 6 L's is not that crazy. Not that bad. Not that bad. That will happen for the most part. Outside of having a really positive win rate, like above 70 or 80, that's not a crazy losing streak at all. It's a very normal amount of losses. Very normal.
Life doesn't wait.
So, I would say maybe consider reviewing what your win rate is in general, and then look at a win rate to probability of consecutive wins or losses. Oh, man, this one might be tough, guys. This one might be tough. Dead wrong on the trade, right? We did not sell off from in here. Wide stop loss. Let it jerked around. We came outside of initial balance. We could fail here and come right back down on this. Absolutely dead wrong for me, though. Stop loss is, you know, as wide as it could possibly be on something like this. And, you know, I'm stopped out with a break above initial balance high. Nice bullish move. No W on this one today, but I'm interested to see what happens as we get closer to 11. If we just continue to rip to the upside, if we get a gnarly pullback, it'll be interesting to see. But outside of that, we're answering some questions. 40 to 50% win rate with a 1 to 2 risk reward. All right, Streamer Hub and everybody else. I'm glad you brought this up. That is not a crazy losing streak. So let's talk about it. Because this is a problem for traders. This is a huge problem for traders. Bear with me while I pull this chart up. Let me show you something. Friends. Yeah, this is gonna be important for you to recognize, my brother. All right, cool. Here's what we got. Can you guys see this? Yeah. Now, some of these are skewed, and then we're gonna run a giveaway after this, so nobody freak out. Some of these are skewed, but this is really important. Right? And I'm not knocking you. I'm not using you as an example. I was stuck in this line of thought, of thinking, for a long period of time, right? And it's really important to understand the baseline probabilities around consecutive wins and losses, just so you can understand what's a crazy losing streak and what's a completely normal losing streak, and you can structure your risk accordingly. Most traders don't do this, and they struggle because of it. And I did for a long period of time. Okay. Here's what Streamer Hub said. I'm on a crazy losing streak. 4 L's and 4X, 2 in futures. So let's say 6 losses. Okay. And then I don't know why this is blocking the bottom of it. Hang on one second. Let me just throw something in here so I can maybe see your last comment. Okay. All right, chill out, Mojave, with the ducks. Yeah, ducks are coming. So 40 to 50% win rate with a 1 to 2 risk to reward, right? Here's what this chart shows you. And again, this is skewed by a little bit. I've had people point out that these numbers aren't exact by like a couple percent. This is pretty good. This demonstrates what we're talking about here. With a 40% win rate, okay? With a 40% win rate, this is your win rate over here. And this is your probability of seeing at least X consecutive losing trades, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, within a 50 trade period. Okay? Within a 50 trade period. So, doing everything right. This is just normal amount of losses, consecutive losses, right? With a 40% win rate, you have an 88.4% chance, right? Probability of seeing 6 consecutive losing trades out of just a 50 trade sample size. That's not that many trades. You have near 100% chance of seeing 4 or 5 losses in a row. So it's really important to understand this, because that means that's not a crazy losing streak at all. In fact, it's a completely normal losing streak, and you have to be prepared to take 6 losses, 7 losses, 8 losses, and manage risk to the downside so you're not digging yourself a hole, because a 40% win rate will generate multiple consecutive losses over a 50 period sample size, right? If you said, I took 12 back-to-back losses and I typically have a 40% win rate and a 2-to-1 risk to reward, that would be crazy, right? That would be crazy because you have a very low probability of that happening, okay? Most traders don't understand this. Most traders don't understand this at all. They have no idea what the percent win rate means for the probability of consecutive losses that they're going to see. Again, this is doing everything correct. This is not accounting for you taking a dumb trade that really is not going to be within a 40% win rate over a long sample size, right? even with, here's important to look at. Even with a 60% win rate, right? A 60% win rate. That's high. Most people, honestly, are not operating with a 60% win rate and a positive risk reward. They're more around, the middle ground on both. But let's say you have 60. You have an extremely high chance, almost every 50 trades in a row, right? You're going to hit 3 or 4 back-to-back losing trades, right? This is not accounting for trades where you go win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, right? This is back-to-back losses. So how can you use this? Do the math. Are you able to take, for you at 40%, are you able to take 6 or 7 or 8 losses without it being a really big problem? And are you mentally able to take 6 losses and say, this is completely normal. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. And I know my 2-to-1 risk reward is going to carry me out of this, because it will, right? If you actually have that edge. If not, maybe it's time to adjust. Maybe it's time to adjust your risk to reward. Maybe it's time to, to increase your win rate by reducing your risk to reward. Maybe it's time to adjust your risk per trade, because you definitely can't handle, 5-6 losses back to back, because you're risking way too much. And in a 50 trade sample size, you are almost guaranteed to blow your account, because your risk per trade is, way too much. But this is important, guys. This is really important. Really important. Again, these stats aren't, perfect. The thought process around, statistics and probabilities and the math behind trading gets really in depth. But at the very least, this can provide a basic way of thinking about how many losses you need to expect to see. Not just worry about and hope they don't come, but expect them to come and expect to take those losses, right? That's part of it. So get a rough idea of your win rate. Look at your old accounts. Look through. Have an idea of, of where you're falling. Be conservative. And be ready for the losses. If you're not, adjust. Try to adjust. So I hope this helps, because I see this so much. But, to tell you, 6 losses with a 40% win rate is not crazy at all. In fact, you should expect it to happen. It's completely normal. It's a completely normal losing streak, right? Over a 50 trade sample size, 100 trade sample size, it'd be very unlikely for you not to hit 4 or 5 in a row. That's just the way to think about it. So reframe your mind there, and then adjust accordingly. Adjust risk accordingly. As we just blast off to the moon on YM. Shot out of a rocket here, man. Shot out of a rocket. All right, guys. We got 60 likes. Mike Z, what's up? Just what's up? We got 60 likes. Let's see. Asking for ducks when you cannot trade. It's like asking for a Lambo before learning how to drive. I recommend watching David Paul. It'll give you a great perspective on trade probability. Oh, yeah. Juan, great recommendation. Dr. David Paul, rest in peace. He's a GOAT. A lot of stuff for him on... online. Hang on, guys. Trying to get a giveaway form rolling pretty quick here. What's up? Why is this not working? All right, guys. You guys have been cool. I'm not going to make you wait for it. You guys smash the like button again. Feel free to do that. If not, we're going to run the giveaway anyway. Let's run it, guys. Giveaway time. I'll continue to read the chat. You guys are asking questions, but I'm going to throw this in here, go blow my nose, and then come back. Here's what we got, guys. Giveaway form is live in the chat. It's going to be pinned on YouTube. Go ahead and get this one filled out if you want. Here it is on Kick, and I'm going to give it to you guys on X as well. Only fill it out one time. Here's your fair warning. Only fill it out one time. If you fill it out more than one time, I'm going to ban you from all the giveaways, and I'm going to make sure you don't win. These accounts come straight from Top 1 Futures. I'm not sending people personal stuff anymore because the scammers are too prevalent. If you fill it out more than once, it's very, very, very obvious to tell. If you use an email that's not your Top 1 Futures email, I'm going to say you can't win it. Just fill it out one time. We give away accounts nonstop on these live streams. Got a ton of people on X. It's in the live chat. Feel free to get that one filled out. You don't have to do anything. I'm here trading live, free 99 every damn day. But this is going to be for a straight to funded Sim Pro 50K. I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes. Little past 11 o'clock. And on that note, I'll be right back. All right, chat. How we doing? 1L in the live account, man. L in the live account. Part of the game. I was due for it. All right. You see? That's why you're not supposed to trade when you're sick. No. We got the giveaway form in the chat. Go ahead, get it filled out, guys, if you want to. No purchase necessary. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But let's talk about the chat. I'm going to give you guys until 11:05. Okay, 11:05 a.m. Eastern. We are clipping that form. That's going to be the go-to. Damn, son. Damn, YM. Shot out of a rocket. I think we're going to see the 47 250s. But bullish day, man. Bullish day. Very bullish day. Dead wrong on my short. Leading the pack by a long shot. ES at prior day high here. Man. Not even close. And NQ back at VWAP. Wow. Wow, not even close. That's how it goes. Gnarly move out of YM today. I'd be interested to see what happens up here. We got some liquidity up here. Nice round psychological number. I'm not going to take a follow-up on this, guys. I think I like to use my full risk trade, or at least I have been on this one. I'm not going to give myself another one. I don't have a nice setup. It'd be shorting an insane pop to the upside. I don't think that's a great way to trade. I'm dead wrong on this. If we flip it insanely, to the downside, it would be a wild movement. I think that's not very likely to play out. It's not how I apply consistency in the markets. Broke above initial balance high and extended. There's the stat playing out. And we'll see if that 70% stat holds today and we don't come back down to break the low down here. But I'm interested to see what happens up here. A little bit of wick up here for the move when we first pop to the upside. Kind of interesting what happens around this high. Obviously, this is going to be our high from back here on October 3rd. But gnarly. Super gnarly move. Yep. On the wrong side of it, man. On the wrong side of it. All right, we were talking about talking to you guys in the chat. Again, we got the giveaway form live pinned in the chat. Go ahead, get it filled out. Is going to be for a 50K straight to sim funded pro account from Top One Futures.
When too much work bogs you down. Asana
Oh my
helps you
God,
handle
ads! What are we doing here? What are we doing, ads? All right, all right. Zach, can you please advise on what the activation fee is? $150. Like most firms, $149 is the activation fee for the elite challenges. But read the rules, my man. Yeah, Wolf does say that. The good news, I'm happy to answer, questions, but I linked the site multiple times. Like, if you guys want to check out Top One, you're considering anything to do with Top One, I'm always happy to answer questions and stuff. But the most basic stuff, you really want to read. You really want to read. Anyone traded gold? Just traded gold. Took a big dump today. Ooh. What are your thoughts on orb? ORB, as in the opening range breakout. Usually 15-minute opening range breakout is what most people are looking at. You can look at 30-minute. You can look at initial balance. Used in isolation, I think it's fairly useless. There's a big hype around it this year. I think opening ranges specifically, can be very useful. They're used by professional traders. They've used by futures traders a lot. I think if you come across something that is mechanical with opening range, where you say, if we break the 15-minute opening range, you go long and you go stop loss here and stop loss there, that won't work consistently. It won't provide any edge. You might as well just be flipping a coin. You can look at stats around different opening ranges, right? Like the one that I was quoting on the initial balance, which provide pretty strong statistics of one thing happening over another. You can use them to structure trades. You can use them to get a context of the candle that's forming for that day, the session. But in isolation, in the way that they're often talked about, specifically this year, I don't know why I'm seeing so much of it. I don't think that it's nearly as dangerous as people make it out to be. But that's just my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. I was using the 15-minute opening range quite a bit in the past on ES. There was just, for a long period of time, I was fading it. I was fading the initial range breakout because there was a super strong anomaly forming, right, for a very short amount of time, which only provided an edge for a short amount of time before it dissipated, that we broke both sides. It was way strong percentage that we were going to break both sides of the 15-minute opening range on ES throughout NYSE session, and it was happening very quick off the open for a while ago. But most people trade it as, if we break one side, you go long. You break the downside, you go short. Stop loss on the other side, or whatever it is. You got to use it in context and apply something else to it. I just don't think it's as simple as that. Again, they're used by a lot of traders. They're used by good traders. Different ranges. There's stats behind them. There's patterns that play out, just like anything else. But it's not as simple as orb is the key. All I do is go short, or you see these BS advertisements and kids just showing full port profit with no stop loss. All you have to do is go short when the 5 EMA crosses over the 12 EMA, and you make money. So just like anything else, man, I don't think there's any best in this game. I really don't. Find the stuff that is helpful for you. Find the levels that you want to pay attention to, right? You could look at what I use on my chart. Did not play too nicely with me today. Find a way to apply some consistency in the market. You know, attempt to find a good way to structure risk, to manage your trades, allow it to play out, continue to adjust, get better as you go on. Primarily, right to the high, man. Get rid of this 250s. No reaction there. 100 points higher, straight to the highs. YM off like a rocket today, man. Wild. Putting the highs in. I would focus as much as you can on keeping things as simple as you possibly can, on your structure of risk, and on your mindset and your psychology, the way that you're thinking about trading. I would track your trades, review, try to keep things simple, try to apply some consistency, but recognize this is a long game. There's no specific tool, in my humble opinion, that's inherently so much better than any other tool out there. It comes down to the trader behind them, right? That's what it comes down to. Their experience and their ability to apply whatever they want to apply to the chart. That's why that you can sit down at anybody else's trading terminal that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, right? Or $10,000 a day with all of their tools and watch them and know exactly how they trade, and you can't do what they do. Why is that? Discretion, intuition, implicit memory. You're not them, right? You don't have, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years on the charts, right? You don't have the confidence in that system. So that's what it comes down to. And it's abstract, and it's why I'm talking more about things like Edgeful, because I think it can be helpful to start to frame a way to trade, right? But man, keep stuff simple. And if you find yourself constantly searching for strategies and the next tool and the next range and the next level to use, I can guarantee you are on the wrong path. You are looking in the wrong places. It's not going to save you. You need something that provides a small but measurable edge in the market. You need something. And I believe that once you have a baseline of what that is, your ability to execute, your mindset, your psychology, your ability to manage trades is a huge portion of whether or not that edge is going to play out over a large sample size. It's the main portion, right? So focus on that. Focus on your thought process, your consistency, how you're managing trades, the way that you're thinking about your trading in general, your confidence level. Review what the heck you're doing. Try to do less of what's not working, more of what's working. That's the big thought process. Not to always bring it back to that, but use whatever you want to use. Use whatever you want to use. Keep it super simple. In my opinion, that's an advantage. But a new strategy, a new range, a new way of trading is not going to save you. It's just not. All right. Let's get ready to run it. Chat. Giveaway form is in the chat. I'm going to give you guys another minute. I said 11:05. We are past that. I'm going to give you guys one more minute. We're going to clip this, and we're going to get the duck race rolling. Let's see. I think, speaking on that, I think it comes down to, if you're somebody with not to go back to this gentleman, I'm not knocking this person, but I am talking about them as an example, because this is what's so important. It comes down to, if you have a 40% win rate and a 2-to-1 risk to reward, that after taking 6 losses in a row, you're ready to show up the next day. You have plenty of capital in your account because you recognize that that's coming, and you know that that's not a crazy losing streak, and you're ready to execute. Most traders will never be able to do that. And that's why most traders will never make money trading. After 3 or 4 losses with a profitable system, a nice edge in the market, their execution goes out the window and they go to trade something else. They completely change what they're doing. They change the risk management, trade management. They change the strategy. Meanwhile, that was normal. They needed to take those losses before they made it to some more big 2-to-1 wins, So, that's the problem. That's where, the huge hard part of trading comes in. Right? It's obvious. Most of us know this stuff, but, getting to that point is very difficult. Very, very difficult. All right, chat. We have the giveaway form is live, but we're wrapping it up right now. We are wrapping it up right now. We got some ducks in a line. Let's get it ready to roll, chat. Just double checking through this real quick. All right. Giveaway form is closed. Giveaway form is closed. We got 62 ducks in a row. Again, guys, this is for a... Damn, son. Cracked the high. Sorry, still looking at the chart. This is for a 50K straight to sim funded pro account with Top 1 Futures. It's going to come straight from them. If you want to check them out, you don't want to wait for this, go ahead and hit the link in chat. It's in Kick. It's in X. 55% off with code RDF if you want to check this out. Oh, I didn't throw it to X. Hang on, guys. Shout out Top 1 Futures for supporting your boy. Remember, I'm biased. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. I don't think it's the best opportunity for everybody. I just think it's a badass opportunity. But again, I'm paid. So make sure you do your own research and make your own decisions. There's the link. Head to the site. Read the rules. Decide this stuff for yourself. You should be a normal human with those cognitive abilities. I hope. Check that stuff out for yourself. But we are ready to roll. We got our ducks in a row. Good luck, everybody. I'm just reading some notes in the chat before we run it. Yeah, trader makes a strategy. The strategy doesn't make the trader. Yep. That's, it should be obvious, but we stay on that strategy for way too long. All right, guys, let's run it. Good luck, everybody. The ducks are off. Got about a minute to go. I'll call it out in the last 30 seconds. Let's see what we get. Good luck, guys. If you don't win today and you're hanging out watching, I'm doing giveaways every damn day on these live streams. This one is for a 50K straight to sim pro account. This is an instant funded account. No activation, no challenge, coming straight from Top 1 Futures. As you can see, if you're on my live stream, I don't have that many people that hop on. I think this is the best opportunity given the frequency of giveaways that I do, the accounts that I give away, and the amount of traders. There's like a little over 60 people in this giveaway. We're running them every day. I don't know. I'm biased. Do your own research. Look at other giveaways. Usually it's thousands and thousands and thousands of traders for the giveaway for a couple accounts. All right, guys, we got a tight pack. Here come the duck stop losses. Yassine down on the bottom. PJ, VK, 33. I can't pronounce that name. Felipe, Mark, 4-footed. Relaxing Zen up top, looking very small. He was looking strong. Spider-Man Duck was looking strong. 7 seconds to go. Buffin Trovert. I don't know who this is, but the breakout duck, number 43. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm going to look at who this is. Buffin Trovert. Let's see. Sean, what's up? Sean Brown, how we doing, man? Let me Let me hear you in the chat. Where you at, my man? Where you at? Congrats. We got W's in the chat for the number 43 duck. The breakout duck always wins. Yeah, it's always a last-minute breakout duck. It's always a last-minute breakout duck. W's in the chat for Sean. This person is in Discord as well. I think I know this name. So W's in the chat for this gentleman. Congrats. Well done. Well done. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Congrats, Sean, for getting the win. If you didn't win today, guys, like I just said, we're running them every damn day or close to every damn day. Didn't do one yesterday. If I wake up dead tomorrow, sick, then, you know, I'll call an audible. But I'm going to try to be on here no matter what. As far as trading goes, took a W today. Wrong side of this just blast off the open. We did not get this movement out of ES or NQ, but that does not matter because I'm not trading either one of those. NQ actually still red on the day. New high in YM. Just a straight shot to the upside after a little bit of a test of VWAP right here. I don't think I'm going to touch this. I don't think I'm going to short all-time highs from up here. I think that's probably the only thing that would be appealing, but it's really not that appealing on a day like today where we have so much movement. Blasted right through those 250s, right to the high. We are getting a rejection, selling off a little bit, but really strong market, man. Really, really strong market. Part of the game. Taking L's, part of the game, man. I've been really hot in this this Top 1 Futures live account. First really nice L that I've taken. Part of it, man. Got to take them on the chin. Like we talked about, probability of seed losses, consecutive losses, you know, relative to your risk. Important for you to accept that stuff on the front end, right? And when you take losses, right, like I take this one, the first thing I want to do, you know, as humans, we want to figure out how to avoid that. How do I avoid that for next time? How did I take a loss? This was such a nice play to the upside. All you had to do was hit buy, and, you know, maybe I just do the opposite of what I do. I just immediately buy off the open. No rejection, no sweep of a high. I just start doing the complete opposite. I just buy. Maybe I wait. Oh, well, if I had just waited for the all-time high to be tested, I could just get short up here. Look at how much better of a risk structure that is, right? You know, there's not a way that you're not going to take losses, right? I think review, if you find yourself getting smoked really often in one way or the other, or mismanaging trades really, really poorly, start to adapt. Always want to continue to adapt to get better, to do more of what's working, less of what's not. But as a whole, take your losses on the chin. Look in large sample sizes. Look in a series of trades perspective. I hope this helps, guys. 55% off, code RDF. We're going to leave that on there. Oh, man. Don't push it back if you like garbage. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. If I'm ever feeling absolutely horrible, I won't trade. If I'm completely out of the pocket, I just think, you know, it's like going to a race. You're not going to do really well. But appreciate you guys. Hella W's in the chat. Everybody hopping on. W's for the winner of the giveaway. To the person that won, you'll be getting an email after this from Top 1 Futures. Thank you guys for hopping on. I appreciate you being here. I'm thankful for every last one of you. If you want to check out 100% free trading Discord, the live trading, any of the partners and affiliates that I'm with, the ability to get more, more giveaways, check me on socials, Real Deal Zach everywhere. You can go to realdealfutures.com. That's my website. It's essentially just a link tree with all of my links. realdealfutures.com. Hope to see you guys in Discord. Hope to see you trading live with me tomorrow morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Quick disclaimer. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice or advice of any kind. Trading's extremely risky. Most traders lose money. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Nothing I say or do here or anywhere else is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if under prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like this one right here, Top 1 Futures, code RDF, bookmap, which is on the screen, and others. Talk to you guys soon. Trade well the rest of the day.